I, a 27-year-old woman, made a stupid joke to my husband, who's 30, and he stormed off. How do I fix this? Hey Reddit, I'm an Instagram snooper, so this is my first time here. I honestly never expected to post here because my husband, who's 30, and I have a great relationship. Of course, I can't say we haven't had our occasional bumps, but it's honestly a dream come true all the way through. Our wedding was April 2021, and we both cried like babies that day, and since then, the sailing has been smoother than soap. It's 2022 as of posting this, so it's November of 2022, so they've been married for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
This afternoon, he and I came home after a little lunch outing with our newly engaged friends, Kai and Marie. It went great, but was like just another outing, nothing special, though we got some bomb pasta back home, which I'm currently shoveling into my gob since it's too chilly for ice cream. We live in a super tiny apartment, and so he showered first while I got the leftovers into the fridge and stuff. I went in after him, finished my shower, and put some lotion on my palm. I accidentally squeezed too much and dabbed some of it away. After I rubbed it on my face, I still had some of the leftover on my finger, and I did exactly what any perfectly sane person would do. On my thumb, I whipped up a little smiley face and some spiky hair to create Lotion Man. I came out of the bathroom, giggling about it, and said something along the lines of, "Hey, look, it's Lotion Man." He didn't really react. He just looked at my hand and blinked at me. I honestly was just goofing around and started making a silly voice and saying some random shit sprinkled with some inside jokes. I was blabbing for about a minute before he just up and left. I was, of course, completely oblivious as he grabbed some of his shit, and I just was smiling and asking where he was going in a kind of playful way. He has a huge truck, and we just returned from a trip, so he has enough stuff to last him weeks. So it didn't really dawn on me that he was leaving until he drove away. Honestly feel like Boo-Boo the fool for making such a stupid joke and then letting him leave just like that. I texted him a few times, and he's just said that he's thinking about things and that he's at his brother Tyler's place. I've been texting him nonstop, but he hasn't been responding or even reading any of it. He also sleeps really early, so I doubt I can get in contact with him anytime soon. His brother isn't responsive either, so I'm just leaving my phone on the nightstand and holding my breath. I don't think it's really dawned on me yet. I stared blankly at the door for like 10 minutes before I got off my ass and actually tried contacting him. I've been with this man for years, and I'm always cracking cheesy jokes. I feel stupid and like shit for making Lotion Man and continuing after no response instead of just shutting up and accepting that I'm unfunny. At the same time, I'm just confused. He's never been at this point even in our rougher patches. The worst we've done is just take breaks from sex or just talk to one another a little less. I wasn't planning on getting into my sex life, but honestly, I'm just rambling at this point. I'm all for giving him space, but I can't say I'm not hurt. He's just leaving. And the process of divorce is just so, I don't even want to think about this anymore. Was making Lotion Man as big of a mistake as I think it was? Any advice on getting him back home? Thanks, Reddit. Also, any cute subreddit suggestions would be appreciated since it's my first time on Reddit and I want to distract myself.
Dude,
guys, this is Lotion Man.
Dude, that's Lotion Man.
An update. Hey Reddit, again. I posted here earlier about how my husband left after I told him a dumb joke. You can find it here. I followed the advice I got and kept my distance. You all had me really pondering about how much of my relationship was the butterflies and kittens I thought it was. I still firmly believe that everything was absolutely perfect before it happened, but oh well, I have my opinions. So you guys were right about some things and wrong about some things. For those of you saying that the lotion thing had nothing to do with it, you were kind of wrong. But for the people who said something happened during the lunch outing, you were right on the money. My husband came back the other day. He apologized and said he was ready to talk to me. I obliged. I tried my best not to be all over him, but quite frankly, I miss this man so damn much. He's my husband after all. He told me the following. I mentioned previously that we went out with our two newlywed friends, Kai and Marie. Kai is a 30-year-old man, Marie is a 29-year-old woman. We did have some quality time with all four of us, but often one or more people were missing from the table, considering it was a fusion buffet and the food was amazing. Apparently, at some point, my husband and Marie grabbed some food together. Maybe before we left, since I know I was talking to just Kai for a while before they appeared and we got into the car. Whatever it was, they were alone together. Marie, the fiancée, told my husband that when Kai proposed, she realized she was in love with him, my husband. But she accepted Kai's proposal and tried to put her feelings to rest by organizing a lunch out. Though apparently she was charmed or some bullshit because she asked him to run away with her or something. I don't know. But she wanted him to leave me and be with her. Now, Marie is honestly gorgeous, which I hate to say because I'm so pissed off with her. She's the typical blonde, blue-eyed, skinny pageant girl who looks kind of like Emma Watson. I'm not. My husband gently turned her down and wished her all the best, but he says he had her on his mind for a while. We were all college friends, so we know one another very well. And when I showed him Lotion Man, it all essentially exploded inside him. I had a hair towel and some shitty old clothes on, and I was giggling over a stupid thing, and apparently my immaturity ticked him off. He suddenly got cold feet about our relationship and left for his brother's place. He eventually came back and said he loved me all over again. I was frozen in shock and asked some questions before asking him to sleep on the couch at least for that night. He did, and it didn't really help me sleep. I can't believe that he was considering throwing away all of our relationship for a crush. The more I think about it, the less I can look him in the eye. We went to Thanksgiving lunch together with some of his family and some close friends, and we spent last night together, so I think he thinks he's in the clear. I can't lie and say I'm not considering just forgiving and forgetting, though. He comes home from work about 6 hours from now, and I don't know what to do next. I have off today. I'm a teacher, and so I'm considering either one, contacting Kai and telling him about what his fiance is up to. My husband begged me not to, as Marie was apparently making a spontaneous mistake. 2, contacting Marie and shooing her out for trying to f up my relationship or having a civil conversation, less tempting, but it's whatever. 3, contacting Tyler, his brother, and asking if he left the house at some point. Tyler's house is very close to Marie's place, and I'm very worried about that, though I doubt I'll get anything out of him. 4, all of the above. Any advice or well wishes, because I'm not in a great place right now, would be appreciated. A lot of you had some really interesting theories, LOL, and surprisingly, most of them were somewhat right. The majority ruled that I should do all 3, confront Kai, Marie, husband, and Tyler. Not necessarily in that order, and so I had to get smart with it since a lot of you guys told me that any of them could twist the story had they known there was an outside influence. Before I begin, yes, the full story is wacky and honestly doesn't make that much sense. I'm honestly just piecing it together via context clues, and I do have some questions left unanswered. When my husband came home, we had a conversation. He essentially said the same story as before, and he told me he was open to my marriage counseling suggestion. I gave him a big hug and did the laundry. Usually we split the laundry, plus I had been giving him a light cold shoulder, so I indirectly forgave him, in his eyes at least. We haven't really set boundaries with our phones, like we know each other's passwords and everything, but he would definitely get suspicious if I was just scrolling around on it. So instead, I agreed to meet up with Kai first. A lot of you guys were concerned that he would tell Marie and everything would implode. Kai is a big gym nut, and I've been wanting to go recently, so I said it as casually as possible, using it as an excuse. He agreed. The next morning, I met with Kai. I sat down with him and told him all I know. Yes, I cried like a baby. Originally, Kai was rigid and tried to kindly poke holes in what I was saying with a few gotcha questions before he, too, broke down. Marie didn't tell him a word. That was a big red flag on its own. I then went to Marie with Kai. A few Redditors told me to be as discreet as possible, and so, as a suggestion, said I just blurted to her that I know everything. She played dumb at first and then eventually broke. You all were right. Marie trying to settle her crush was a bullshit story. My husband was the one who approached her. She told me that he asked her before she sealed it with Kai if she wanted to have a night with him and another woman. Here's the kicker. Marie said yes. But wait, I hate to say it, but that's not all.